A 90-pound German Shepherd had been returned to the same rescue twice. The first family lasted 11 days. The second lasted 23. By the time Lauren stopped at that roadside kennel on a Sunday afternoon, he had been sitting in the same spot for 61 days. She wasn't planning to adopt, but Duke looked at her for 47 seconds straight, and something in that look made her sign the paperwork before she fully understood what she was doing. A 90-pound, long-coat German Shepherd had been returned to the same rescue twice in 14 months. The first family said he was too intense. The second said he made their guests uncomfortable. By the time Lauren Calloway stopped at that roadside rescue on a Sunday afternoon in January, he had been sitting in the same kennel for 61 days and had stopped making eye contact with people who walked past. His name was Duke. Duke had been found as a stray on the shoulder of a state highway. No collar, no chip, no history. Approximately 3 years old, 90 pounds, long black and tan coat, and a face so serious that the rescue volunteers had started calling him the Judge. Not because he was dangerous, because he looked at people like he was deciding something about them before they had finished deciding about him. The first family kept him for 11 days. They returned him on a Tuesday morning without a phone call, just showed up and handed the leash to whoever was at the front desk. The second family lasted 23 days. They said he wouldn't relax, that he watched every door, every window, that he never fully settled. The rescue coordinator noted in his file, "High alert, needs patient owner, not for first-time adopters." Lauren was a first-time adopter. She had driven past the rescue 3 Sundays in a row before she finally pulled over. She had been living alone for 18 months in a house that felt too large since her sister moved across the country, and the silence had started feeling less like peace and more like something she was managing. She told herself she was just going to look. She almost walked past Duke's kennel. He was sitting at the back, not the front, not performing, not trying, just sitting. 90 pounds of long-coat shepherd with his eyes on the middle distance, looking like a dog who had decided that hoping for things was a project he no longer had the energy for. Lauren stopped. She didn't say anything. She just stood there. After 47 seconds, Duke turned his head and looked at her directly. Not a glance, a full look, the kind that takes inventory. He held it for a long moment. Then he stood up, walked to the front of the kennel, and sat down 2 feet from the gate. The coordinator found Lauren still standing there 6 minutes later. "He's been returned twice," she said carefully. Lauren asked what he was like inside a home. "Watchful," the coordinator said. "Very watchful. But once he decides he's safe..." She paused. "We've never actually seen that part. Nobody's kept him long enough." Lauren signed 34 minutes later. The first 3 days were quiet in a way that felt like something held back. Duke moved through the house slowly, methodically. He checked every room once, then again, located every exit. He found the spot in the hallway where he could see both the front door and Lauren's bedroom and stayed there for most of the first night. Lauren got up at 2 a.m. and found him sitting in the dark, completely still. She sat on the floor next to him without saying anything. He didn't move away. They sat there for 19 minutes. She went back to bed. He stayed in the hallway. This continued for 9 days. "I see you're still here but haven't subscribed yet. That honestly stings a little. Hit that button. You'll want to see where this goes." On day 10, something shifted. Lauren came home from work to find Duke not in the hallway, but in the living room, lying on the floor 6 feet from the couch. Not on the couch, near it. She sat down on the couch and opened a book. He watched her for a while. Then he moved 3 feet closer and lay back down. Then, after another 20 minutes, 2 feet closer still. They stayed like that for 2 hours, the distance between them shrinking by small increments she pretended not to notice. She had learned already that making a big deal of things was not a language Duke responded to. By day 14, he was on the couch. By day 19, he had developed what Lauren came to think of as his system. Every morning at 6:11 a.m., 90 pounds of German Shepherd would appear at her bedside and stand completely still until she acknowledged him. Not bark, not whine, stand. The stillness of it was almost formal, like a knock on a door. When she opened her eyes, he would turn and walk to the kitchen and wait by his bowl with the quiet dignity of someone who had made a reasonable request and expected it to be honored. Every morning, without exception. She started setting her alarm for 6:10 to beat him. She never succeeded once. Moments like these don't make the news, but they're the ones that hold a life together. Duke learned her in ways she couldn't fully account for. He knew when she was on a work call going badly by something in her posture he apparently read from across the room. He knew the difference between her going to the grocery store and going somewhere she'd be longer. The shorter trips got a calm wait by the door. The longer ones got Duke sitting squarely in front of her before she left, as if registering his objection. He knew when she was about to cry before she did, and he would walk over and press his 90-pound body against her side and stay there, warm and immovable, until whatever it was passed. 6 weeks in, Lauren called her sister. "I think he chose me," she said. "He just acts like the decision was already made, and he's been waiting for me to catch up." The night that changed everything happened on a Wednesday in March at 2:53 a.m. Lauren woke to Duke standing on the bed, which he had never done. He was facing the front of the house, completely rigid, a sound coming from low in his chest that she had never heard before. Not a bark, something older than a bark. She sat up. He didn't look at her. She followed his gaze toward the front window. A figure was moving along the edge of the front yard, slow and deliberate, trying the gate latch. She grabbed her phone and called 911. Duke did not move from that window until the police cruiser turned onto the street 4 minutes later. The officer found a man 3 houses down who had already entered an unlocked garage. Lauren's gate was secure. Her front door was untouched. She sat on the edge of her bed afterward, Duke pressed against her side, his breathing already slowing back to normal, and thought about the file note from the rescue. High alert, needs patient owner. What nobody had written down was that the alertness wasn't a problem to be managed. It was the whole point. It was exactly what he was. Duke is 4 years old now. He still sits in the hallway sometimes at night, out of habit or preference. She's never been sure which. He still appears at her bedside at 6:11 a.m. with the quiet certainty of someone who has a schedule and intends to keep it. He still presses his weight against her when she needs it, without being asked, without being wrong about when that is. 2 families gave up on him. 61 days in a kennel, a file note that might as well have said, "too much." He was never too much. He was just waiting for someone who wasn't too little. Would you have given a twice-returned dog a 3rd chance? Or would the file note have stopped you? Tell me in the comments.